High and cold and wind chill factor altitude. They are not wearing cold weather gear. They're wearing only their jumpsuits. But as they get colder and colder, as the temperature drops 3.5 degrees for every 1,000 feet that they fly, they'll be heated with one thing, and that will be pure adrenaline. We welcome the U.S. Army Golden Knights representing the United States Army as part of was letting the authorities into the warden's office, right, Rob?
That's correct.
You had the keys and you said that line, and it still brings residuals. There are the banners, ladies and gentlemen. Leave the airplane well behind the crowd. Sometimes they will leave the airplane well to the left of the crowd, or well to the right of the crowd, or sometimes way out in front of us in the distance. Very seldom do they fly right over the target. And by the way, on the ground, they do like a breeze. A no-wind condition that sets up a little bit of complication. Well, from over the target, you can see what Mother Nature is doing to those banners. So it means we were right. The wind is coming from the west. It has moved them towards the east. As they float down, the team members circling in that airplane are at that door that you can see. And again, no conversation, only concentration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our program,
The Jumpmaster is actually looking out the left door of the aircraft. His head is outside in the wind and the cold. Through a series of hand and arm signals, the Jumpmaster is relaying heading corrections to the pilots, maneuvering the aircraft to a precise exit point for the jumpers. Watch closely, as you may see the nose of the aircraft move slightly left. Our competition section has two teams, the Style and Accuracy team and the Free Fall Formation team. Watch as these jumpers now open their main parachutes. Once again, ladies, the target. And then face into the wind for a final approach. Watch as our first jumper begins to make his final approach. Watch as our jumper turns on his final approach. Toggles all the way up, letting it fly. Bringing those toggles down for a nice dead center landing. Our next jumper bringing it in. Making those minor corrections with those toggles. For a nice Golden Knight landing.
jumping out. I fully expected my lunch to come up in my throat, but it didn't happen because, as I'm told, since the airplane was going 120 miles per hour, and we would be free falling at 120 miles per hour, it simply felt like a blast of wind in my face.
An airborne parachute maintenance technician with 2,105 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Derek Coleman. His partner flying chase and helping him exchange that baton and performing the dramatic cutaway maneuver. From Sarasota, Florida, he's an airborne parachute maintenance technician with 1,230 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Tom Milton. And performing the high-speed canopy pass from Cleveland, Ohio, he's an intel analyst with 4,251 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Drew Starr. And his partner, helping him with that synchronized landing from Lima, Ohio. He's an airborne parachute maintenance technician with 6,569 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Justin Blewett. Streaking left on the demanding diamond track from Tampa, Florida, he's an airborne infantryman with 1,452 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Reese Pendleton. And his partner streaking right to help him create that dramatic cross. From Orlando, Florida, he's a parachute maintenance technician with 1,050 free fall parachute jumps, Specialist Jesse Staller. Flying left wing on the world famous Golden Knight wedge formation. He's your home state representative. From Salem, Ohio, he's a parachute maintenance technician with 2,500 free fall parachute jumps, Staff Sergeant Chris Clark. Locked in across from him on that right wing position from Houston, Texas, he's an airborne ranger with 1,562 free fall parachute jumps. Staff Sergeant Trevor Oppenborn. And leading the Golden Knights in free fall from Yuma, Arizona, he's an airborne ranger with 3,850 free fall parachute jumps. Sergeant First Class J.D. Barentis. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the gold demonstration team for the 2011 air show season. All members of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. Now, in keeping with a long-standing Golden Knight tradition, we'd like to present today's baton, which was flown in free fall to a distinguished member of today's audience.